In past videos, we've talked a bit at times about the ways in which IB scores may affect your fall schedule. For example, in the math and computational reasoning core requirement video and the foreign language requirement video. But in this video, which is part of the AP, IB, and A-Levels credit module, we'll talk more generally about, first, how to make sure Fordham has all of your IB scores, and second, how to see how your IB scores may affect your fall schedule. First, in terms of sending IB scores to Fordham, you should know that the IB score reports must be sent directly from the International Baccalaureate Organization to Fordham. Scores that are listed on a final high school transcript, even if that transcript is official, are not acceptable, and you'll be able to find the link to send these scores later in this module. As we've mentioned in previous videos, Fordham only accepts scores from HL, higher level exams, not SL exams, regardless of the score. For the higher level exams, scores of 5 are always awarded non-major elective credit. Scores of 6 or 7 earn either core or major credit, or for some exams, non-major elective credit is the default there. But the idea is that the score of 6 or 7 unlocks the possibility of core or major credit. All students who received HL scores of 5, 6, or 7 on IB exams are required to send their scores to us for transfer credit awarding. And if for some reason your scores are delayed, please don't wait for your credit to be posted to start planning for how these scores may affect your schedule. Now, how do you know whether Fordham received your scores? Here we have two statements. Choose the one that best applies to you and follow the instructions that we'll go over. The first is, I sent my IB HL exam scores to Fordham as part of the admissions process. If this describes you, once you committed to Fordham by depositing, you should have received an email from the Office of Academic Records confirming that we received IB scores, but not listing the specific scores received. IB scores are not listed on the student profile that we just discussed in the AP video. So if you watch that video, these IB scores will not show up there, even if you received confirmation from us that the scores were received. If you were sure that you sent scores to Fordham as part of the admissions process, but you did not receive an email, contact your SFAC for assistance. If you received the confirmation by email, your credit will be posted to your DegreeWorks and transcript by the end of July. So be sure to follow these instructions if this applies to you. If B also applies to you, or if you only sent scores to Fordham after you committed, you can follow these instructions. Once your IB scores are received, you'll receive an email confirming that they were received, but not listing the specific credit. And by the end of July, your credit will be posted to your DegreeWorks and transcript, so you can keep checking there. We can now illustrate how to check your transcript and DegreeWorks to see if your IB credit has been awarded. We'll start here on the Student tab, and under My Information, click Banner Self-Service, then the Student link, then the Student Records link, and then this link here, Academic Transcript. Once you're at this page, you don't need to change any of the options. You just hit Submit. And if we scroll down, under this heading here, we can see Transfer Credit Accepted by Institution. And if we scroll down a bit more, here we can see the International Baccalaureate exams. And we see the IB Bio, the IB Spanish, and the IB English A1. But looking at the transcript is not always the easiest way to figure out how your IB credits have fulfilled the core or otherwise may affect your schedule. So we're back here in DegreeWorks, and if we scroll down, we can see that the IB Biology has fulfilled the life science requirement. But we can't really find the IB Spanish or the English anywhere else, and we'll explain why right now. If we scroll down to elective courses, we see right away that the IB English A1 is elective credit, so it does not fulfill any core or major requirement. The IB Spanish A2, as we can see here, has been given credit as Intermediate Spanish 2, which means that we're qualified and ready to take SPAN 2001, if that's something that you need to fulfill as part of your schedule. Even before, your DegreeWorks and transcript will show your posted credit. And remember that DegreeWorks and your transcript only show credit that's posted. They don't show the scores themselves. You should carefully review the IB grid in this module to avoid duplicating requirements or taking courses that you don't need to take. So if we pull up our IB module, we can see, for example, that IB Economics with a score of 5 gives us non-major elective credit. If we have a score of 6 or 7, we actually get credit for both Econ 1100 and Econ 1200, which fulfills the social science core as either Intro to Microeconomics and Intro to Macroeconomics. Basically, we get both courses, but only need one to fulfill the social science core, and there's 6 credits total. Likewise, for the IB Japanese A2, the score of 5 earns non-major elective credit. The score of 6 or 7 awards 3 credits and qualifies us for JPAN 2001. Be sure you pay close attention to the distinction between the score of 5 as non-major elective and the score of 6 or 7 as potentially unlocking more advanced type credit.